An aircraft so massive that when it appears on the runway, other planes look noticeably smaller beside it. Some have wingspans longer than a football field. Some weigh hundreds of tons, yet can still lift off the ground. Some don't carry passengers at all, but were designed to carry experimental flight vehicles into the sky. From double-decker passenger planes to giant military aircraft to a wooden flying boat that flew only once. Here are 7 of the largest aircraft in the world that left the aviation industry stunned.
Number 7, we have one of the most massive military transport aircraft ever built by the United States, the Lockheed C-5M Super Galaxy. Just seeing it parked on a runway, you quickly understand why this aircraft is called a Super Galaxy. It is about 247 feet long. Its wingspan reaches nearly 223 feet. And its fuselage is so enormous that it can carry large military vehicles inside. The C-5M Super Galaxy was designed to transport cargo that ordinary aircraft could almost never handle. From tanks, helicopters, armored vehicles, to extremely heavy military equipment. What makes it especially impressive is that this aircraft can open both its front nose and its rear cargo door. That means military vehicles can drive straight into the cargo bay, like entering a flying warehouse. When you stand next to a C-5M, a person looks tiny, almost like they're standing at the foot of a flying building. But the most astonishing part is this: a machine this enormous can still take off, fly across continents, and deliver hundreds of tons of equipment to almost any battlefield in the world for the U.S. military. The C-5M Super Galaxy is not just an aircraft, it is a massive transport base in the sky.
Number 6. Boeing 747-8.
Next on the list, it is the largest version of the legendary Boeing 747 family. It is known as the Queen of the Skies. The Boeing 747-8 is about 250 feet long, with a wingspan of around 224 feet and a maximum takeoff weight of more than 970,000 pounds. The easiest feature to recognize is the raised upper deck at the front of the fuselage. This design makes the Boeing 747-8 look completely different from many other passenger aircraft. For decades, the Boeing 747 family was a symbol of long-haul flights across oceans. It could carry a large number of passengers and fly extremely long routes between continents. But the most incredible part is this: a machine weighing more than 900,000 pounds can still thunder down the runway, then lift its entire body into the sky. What do you think this aircraft looks more like? A plane or a flying building? Comment below, plane or flying building.
Number 5. Boeing 777-9.
At number 5, we have the longest commercial aircraft in the world today, the Boeing 777-9, part of the Boeing 777X family. This aircraft is about 252 feet long, which makes it even slightly longer than the Boeing 747-8. From the outside, the Boeing 777-9 has a very long fuselage, massive wings, and enormous engines mounted under both sides of the wings. But its most special feature is the wingtips that can fold up when the aircraft is on the ground. This design allows the Boeing 777-9 to use many existing airport gates, even though its wingspan is extremely large. During takeoff, the wingtips unfold completely, helping the aircraft fly more efficiently and remain stable on long-haul flights. What is truly astonishing is this: an aircraft nearly 252 feet long can still carry hundreds of passengers across continents for hours at a time. But if you think the Boeing 777-9 is already gigantic, the aircraft coming up next are even more unbelievable. Keep watching until the end, because the aircraft at number 1 has a wingspan longer than a football field.
Number 4. Airbus A380-800.
At number 4 is the most famous double-decker giant in the history of commercial aviation, the Airbus A380-800. This is one of the most iconic aircraft in modern aviation. What makes the Airbus A380-800 so special is its full-length two-deck design, stretching across almost the entire fuselage. It is about 239 feet long, has a wingspan of nearly 262 feet, and can carry up to 853 passengers in an all-economy seat configuration. From the outside, the Airbus A380 looks like a giant hotel sitting on the runway. Its cabin is so spacious that many airlines have designed the interior with bars, lounges, luxurious first-class suites, and even showers in the sky. What's truly amazing is this: a machine that enormous can still take off smoothly, fly across oceans, and carry hundreds of people to another continent in a single flight.
Number 3. Antonov An-225 Mriya.
The heaviest aircraft ever built in history is the next name on the list, the Antonov An-225 Mriya. The name Mriya means dream in Ukrainian, and true to that name, this aircraft was once a giant dream of Soviet aviation. The Antonov An-225 is about 276 feet long, has a wingspan of 290 feet, and a maximum takeoff weight of up to 1.4 million pounds. This aircraft was originally designed to carry the Soviet Buran space shuttle. Because of that, its fuselage and wings were built to handle extremely large and heavy cargo. The An-225 used 6 jet engines. That fact alone made it one of the most impressive flying machines ever created. During its years of operation, the An-225 set multiple world records for transporting oversized and ultra-heavy cargo. But sadly, the only An-225 in the world was destroyed in 2022. Even so, it remains an irreplaceable legend in aviation history.
Number 2. Hughes H-4 Hercules.
At number 2 is an aircraft so strange that the moment you see it, you immediately understand why it became a legend. The Hughes H-4 Hercules, better known by its famous nickname, the Spruce Goose. This was a giant flying boat created during World War II. At that time, transporting troops and cargo across the ocean was extremely dangerous. Cargo ships could be attacked by submarines, while ordinary aircraft were not large enough to carry massive amounts of cargo. So the goal was to create an aircraft big enough to carry heavy loads across the sea without relying on transport ships. But during the war, metal was in short supply. Because of that, the Hughes H-4 Hercules was built mostly out of birch wood. The size of the Spruce Goose was almost beyond imagination. It had a wingspan of about 320 feet. That number helped it hold the record for the largest wingspan in the world for many decades. When standing beneath its enormous wings, people looked tiny, as if they were standing under the roof of an airport terminal. This aircraft had 8 engines, and just imagining a giant wooden structure powered by 8 engines trying to lift itself off the water was enough to make many people doubt that it could ever fly. But in 1947, the Hughes H-4 Hercules really did take off. The flight was very short, the altitude was low, and the distance was not far. But what mattered most was this. It proved that this gigantic machine was not just a crazy idea on paper. It truly could leave the water. Even though it flew only once, the Spruce Goose still became a legend in aviation history. Today, the Hughes H-4 Hercules is remembered as a symbol of ambition, bold engineering, and ideas that once seemed almost impossible. A giant airplane made of wood, a machine that flew only once, yet it was enough to secure its place in the history of aviation.
Number 1. Stratolaunch Rock.
At number 1, We have the aircraft with the largest wingspan in aviation history, the Stratolaunch Rock. Just seeing it from a distance, many people would think this is not an ordinary aircraft. It looks like two giant airplane bodies joined together, connected by an unbelievably long wing. The Stratolaunch Rock has a wingspan of up to 385 feet. That means it is longer than a football field. This number even surpasses the Hughes H-4 Hercules, the aircraft that held the record for the world's largest wingspan for many decades. But what makes the Stratolaunch Rock even more special is the reason it was created. This aircraft was not designed to carry passengers. It was not built to transport ordinary cargo either. It was created to carry experimental flight vehicles or rockets to high altitudes in the sky. Then the rocket can be released from underneath the aircraft's wing and continue flying even higher. In other words, the Stratolaunch Rock is like a mobile launch pad in the sky. Instead of launching rockets from the ground, humans can first carry them up into the sky, then begin the next stage of launch. To lift such a massive structure, the Stratolaunch Rock uses 6 jet engines. Every time it rolls down the runway, it feels like a giant building is preparing to fly into the sky. Its wing is so long that when viewed from the front, the entire aircraft almost seems to stretch across the horizon. And the most astonishing part is this: a machine with such a strange shape and a wingspan longer than a football field can truly lift off from the ground. The Stratolaunch Rock is not just a large aircraft. It is proof that humans always want to push the limits of engineering even further. Bigger, bolder, and more unbelievable. Do you think the Stratolaunch Rock looks more like an aircraft or like a real-life flying base? Comment your opinion below. And if you enjoy videos exploring the largest machines in the world, don't forget to follow the channel for even more astonishing topics.